About a year ago, just over, seems longer, but about a year ago, Yanni and Ian came down to Southampton for dinner with myself and Terry Hudson and Mark Simpson, and just to talk about what we were doing, really. It was just one of those exploratory conversations, and there was a real sense that God was in on that conversation, that he'd been there ahead of us. He'd been preparing the way and making the path straight. And here we are a little over a year later, and I can't believe, I'm just amazed to see the level of cooperation that's gone on in Wimbledon, that Doxa Deo have moved in. They're a thriving church here. The Methodist Church and Doxa Deo are finding amazing ways to support each other, to encourage each other, and a real sense of them working together.
The journey began one day as Andy, Frost, Yanni and myself met in Costa for a coffee and a conversation. We were talking about our visions, and it soon became clear as we talked that our vision for the community in Wimbledon and Rains Park was the same.
And that's really where the conversation started. Based on that conversation, I took it back to our leadership team and said, I had a really great meeting with Margaret. Would we consider perhaps starting a journey with the Methodist Church in Wimbledon? Really taking hands with that ministry and seeing how we could strengthen the ministry that was happening here in Wimbledon in the Methodist Church.
Yanni invited me to come and speak to his leadership team, and that was a really exciting experience, and out of that it was clear that God was speaking to us. We
really felt that God was saying this is a season of breakthrough, a season of flourishing. It was as if God was saying, you know, that it would be a season of joy, and it would be a season of seeing all the old dreams and old Word of God rekindling in a way that would touch the community again.
So I took it back to my leadership teams at both Wimbledon and Rains Park, and they were both, to my astonishment, happy for us to pursue the journey and see where it leads. It will probably be fair to say that there's been a mixed reception, but quite surprisingly again, there seems to be an openness to pursue.
Well, the church in Griffiths Road was built in 1904.
Opened in
and we joined it in 1954. It had a seating of 800 to 900 people, and when we joined it, it was always full.
Our numbers seem to have dropped off.
Yes.
We're very fortunate if we get 19 or 20 on the Sunday morning now.
We were told that when you opened a new church, people would crowd in.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to say that is not the truth. It's lovely to see the church being used now.
Yes.
And by such friendly people. Oh, they're lovely.
For me, partnership has helped in many ways because I can see things happening in the church building as in outreach terms. So the Kids Rock is happening, which is great, and know that there's lots and lots of people coming in for that. And also other activities that I've been involved in, like the ladies' tea that we had. It's been great to get to know people.
I think the thing I like the most to start with is the fact that we could just talk to the people from the Methodist as well after our service, and just get to meet people from the other people from the community, people who had been obviously in the community, working there for some time already.
We're clearly now, with the Methodist partnering with us, we are more multicultural, we're more relevant to the local community now.
Tripping over children when you're trying to carry a cup of coffee or something, or children killing each other in the corridors. But I like that because I can see that their children are the same as ours.
God gave me a vision of 2 trees, and these 2 trees covered the areas of Rains Park and Wimbledon, and they created a canopy, and within the canopy and underneath the canopy was a thriving ecosystem of interaction between different animals and plants. And I just felt in that moment that God was saying that He wanted to establish a canopy of faithfulness in this community, and using us, Doxa Deo and the Wimbledon Methodist congregation, to create that atmosphere.
I think that we have, very definitely a mixture of people who are happy about it and people who are not happy about it, and also people who are both. But we can see that the work of God is going on.
We've just finished running our Alpha course. It's absolutely brilliant to actually have great facilities, great venue, people know where we are.
People are really keen to do something. They're keen to support us in what we want to do in the community. So I really thank God for that. And I can see that things are happening already and that people are coming in who've not been in the building before, which is fantastic.
Sometimes you think, oh, I'll just go to the church and do something, and you discover it's full of people. But
I think we've got to thank Margaret too,
yes,
for what she's done. Yes, she's worked very hard, because I'd hate to see our church having to be sold.
I'm thankful to God for giving us an opportunity to be able to work with other Christians for His kingdom.
Perhaps the miracle of what has happened here in Wimbledon, seeing the rekindling of a Methodist church and a Methodist church facility together with a new church. Perhaps the miracle lies in that more of these opportunities would perhaps play themselves out in the future.
There's still an exploration going on, that what there is, this is a living, breathing relationship. It's still growing. There's still a sense in which both communities, the local Methodist Church congregation and the Doxa Deo congregation, are getting to know one another. They're just finding out a bit about how each other ticks and what's important to one another, exploring ways in which they can bless each other's life and each other's ministry as well. There's a real sense here that they're listening to what God has to say to them and what role He has for them to play. And I just love that fact that what comes across really strongly here is this sense of obedience, this sense of listening, this sense of wanting to nurture one another, be faithful to each other and support each other in partnership.